here we are. God bless you guys. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. We are sorry. We had some major technical issues that we thought were solved. It was the same problems we were having last week, and we didn't want to do a podcast with this thing shutting off and on every few seconds. So if you can hear me, please let me know. Just want to make sure everything's going good.
Mic check.
I'm not even sure if we're going. So is there a reason that thing is paused over there? Oh, there it is.
Let's go. There it goes.
All right.
Let's go.
So can you guys hear me clearly and everything is fine on your end? Let me know, please.
You want me to turn up this volume?
No, they'll let us know right now.
Sorry about that.
So we just want to welcome you to Let's Just Talk. We do this every single Tuesday, usually at 4:30. And we had some major issues and major problems, but...
Your mic sounds off.
Sounds off, but we can hear you. Huh? Oh, my mic. Oh, I know what the issue is. It's right here. The volume's on now. I bet you can hear these guys, though.
1 2 1 2. Microphone check. 1 2.
And you see us great.
Mic check.
Yours is low. Tino's is low.
How about now? Let me know right now.
Can you hear me now? Felipe says someone's mic is off.
1 2 3 4 5
Test
6.
1 2.
I'm showing I can count. Yes, I can.
Yes, I am coming through Houston.
So can you hear him clearly?
Can you hear me now?
It looks like it's peaking too loud now.
Yo, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Is that everybody's mic?
Mic check.
Yes, I can. Yes, I am
Oops, sorry.
Houston.
Okay. I don't know that kind of lingo, Empty Tomb. I'm not a rapper, but okay.
We Gucci. That means that means in Caucasian, that means we are working very fine. Thank you very much for asking.
We're fly.
I don't know if that's Caucasian. Oh, in Caucasian if you twist it, but what is Gucci?
Gucci means we're doing perfectly okay. Thank you.
Okay, what kind of talk is that though?
That's
Italian? French?
No, man.
Is it
That's
Greek?
just it's street.
Everyone's
Rapper
clear
talk.
now.
Okay, cool. Everybody's clear. So, guys, we had so much to talk about, and obviously it's the time we're the shortest because Angel has a class to teach in an hour.
A little over an hour. We're good.
So, but we just wanted to do this thing and talk to you guys, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong.
Praise the Lord. All glory to the King.
Now, it's gonna, you know what's going to bug me now is the fact that green screen is showing in the back. That's going to bug the heck out of me. Why is it doing that?
Yes, glory to God.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Look, Empty Tomb says you're calling him a cracker.
Thank you, Jesus. Glory to you, Lord God.
Okay, let's make sure the cameras ain't working now. All right, that's great. Now Tino can't get a close-up because it just shows a wall.
It's all good. Whenever it's time for my close-up, I'll go over there next to Angel. And we'll just be cheek to cheek.
We're just going to leave it like this, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you
I'm
go.
all stressed out right now.
There's no reason to be, man. We got some good people listening. And
why
good
is the
people
Kool-Aid guy showing his butt to the camera?
There you go, man, because that's what he does, man. He's a Kool-Aid man.
Oh, I put it that way.
It's messed up, poor guy.
I forgot it wasn't for our view.
So anyways, whoever's on here still, I know there's a few guys waiting. I don't know if you're still on here or not.
Thank you guys for your patience, by the way.
Yeah, but thank you so much. If you're still here, let me know.
Empty Tomb said, you calling me a cracker?
That's messed up.
Only salted, brother. Salted crackers.
So whoever has my kind of podcast. If you are on here, give us a shout out because there's a lot of people that were waiting for a long time, but we don't know if you're still here. But anyways, we're going to get right into it. We have all kinds of stuff to talk about. We're
Episode 26.
Kind of fast. Episode 26.
Episode 26.
And as you guys know, we just talk. We're just talking. We're just talking. Wait, what's this? Was that anything?
We don't have our headphones on, so you can't hear it.
Oh. Why is it blinking? I don't know what I just did. Sorry.
It goes off after a few seconds.
I know. I ain't touching it. All right. So there's a lot of things that happened this week. I don't even know where we're starting. My mind is frazzled because I'm thinking about technical stuff right now. So one of you guys started off.
Well, why don't we talk about immigration and just the deportation? There's been a lot. There's been so much stuff going on in the news. A lot of disinformation. disinformation and misinformation. I know that they recently did I had a video set up, but we'll skip on it. But basically, it was the mayor of Sacramento making a statement as far as why ICE. To stay out of our schools.
Who is the mayor of Sacramento?
I don't remember the dude's name.
Oh, it's a guy?
Yeah, it's a guy.
All right.
And, staying out of our schools, staying out of our churches. And then it shifted over to a woman in San Jose because they did a small raid in San Jose. They picked up some people.
Yeah.
Or I think they were trying. I don't know if they did or didn't, but I know they were looking for. And she was talking about how, the Latino community in East San Jose, they're afraid and all this stuff. And it was funny because she's giving this whole thing about how ICE is, they're going in the schools and in the churches.
Yeah.
And while she's being interviewed, they said, well, what did you come across? She said, well, we seen ICE down the street. And they're showing a video of the vans and the ICE. She goes, and we walked up and we overheard them say, is that the guy? And then the other ICE goes, no, that's not him. Leave him alone. And I was like, dude, you just proved through your ignorance they were looking for specific people, not just every brown person.
Yeah.
In her own interview, as she's trying to rile everyone up with fear, saying how they're going into the schools and into the churches.
So I'm not sure what happened. I don't get it. What do you mean? Who was saying what?
They went from the interview of the mayor.
So when you say they, say who?
News,
so
the
I
news,
don't get confused.
the news. I was like CNN or something.
Okay.
Or actually, it was a local news from San Jose. So they were posting a video.
You said San Jose, but because you mentioned Sacramento, so
they were showing the mayor of Sacramento speaking.
Okay.
And he was talking about how ICE, not going into the schools and into the churches, and the community's afraid, and all this stuff.
Okay, what does San Jose have to do with it?
They shifted over then to a live interview of a woman.
Okay.
And she's a Latina in East San Jose.
Yeah.
And she's showing the footage of ICE trucks and ICE soldiers back there and everything else.
Okay.
And in her conversation, she's talking about how they were warning the community, the Latino community in San Jose, because they seen ICE, who's afraid, and of them maybe going into churches, because this is happening on Sunday morning.
Okay.
So of them going into churches or schools.
Now Sacramento mayor is watching a clip of San Jose.
No, they just played a clip of the mayor talking.
In Sacramento?
Yeah, a previous clip.
Talking about this issue.
Yes. And then they went live to a young girl.
Okay.
And so she's having this video feed behind her.
Yeah.
And then as she's talking, they said, well, what did you encounter? What did you see? And she said, well, when I walked up, I overheard them saying, because they were watching somebody specifically. And when
ICE was.
And when she said, when I walked up, I overheard them say, is that the guy? And they said, hold on. No, that's not him. Let him go.
Okay.
They just got off from the mayor saying how they're just looking for random Mexicans everywhere. She is saying how they're letting all the community know, to all the Latino community, to be aware.
Yeah.
Because they're just looking for brown people.
Yeah.
But yet her testimony just proved that ICE was looking only for specific people.
She overheard them actually say, is that the guy? No, it's not. Let him go.
And her story collaborated what the truth has been. Yeah. And then they shifted over to an attorney in San Jose, a Latino who deals with illegal immigrants and deportation. And then the interview of the news asked them. They said, "Well, how what is it that brought ICE to San Jose?" And he, because he's going on about this fear mongering and all this stuff that ICE is going to be going into churches and schools. Same rhetoric.
Yeah.
And then you know what he says? He goes, "Well, I'll be honest with you. There's rumors of terrorists that are in East San Jose." And I'm like, you people are so dumb. He admitted, even though his whole speech was against it, when they asked him, why is ICE in East San Jose? He admitted there has been rumors of terrorists living and operating in East San Jose. And you get it now?
Yeah. So what I find interesting, I don't want to real quick, since you mentioned churches, in the last 4 years, I have heard of zero concern for churches from CNN, MSNBC, or anything. They could care less about churches, anti-church. All of a sudden, they're really concerned about the church?
Yep.
As a matter of fact, they cared so much that in the beginning of the 4 years, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure that churches were not open because they didn't want singing to God.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's how concerned they were
Yeah.
of the churches that we couldn't even sing to our Lord and Savior because we weren't rioting or protesting or causing hatred.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what it ended up being. That's how much they were so concerned, let alone deportation.
But here's I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've seen a lot of Christians jumping on the migrant bandwagon.
100.
Dude, it's been the moment it started happening, and all of a sudden, all these Christians are on social media. It's not right, and all this stuff. And my question is, were you that adamant and vocal when the trans community was going into churches?
But wait a second. Where is the footage of them going into churches, though?
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
There's only one situation. I don't know if you guys heard about this in Chicago. Secret Service went to go question. They went to the school to question a 15-year-old student. I believe he was 15 years old, who on social media was posting death threats to the president. Secret Service goes to the school, leaves their card, and say, we would like to be able to talk to him. They didn't barge in. They didn't even force their way in to talk to the student. This is how this all happened. The principal, or I don't know if it was the principal or the superintendent, makes a news broadcast, said it was ICE. He lied.
But hold on. At what point ever has a church been a place where somebody hiding from the law can go in and be safe? Alfonso shares in his book testimony, so I'm sharing something that's public. When he was a kid, his dad was a pastor in Manteca. Remember where the old, down the street from Rubens, it's a museum now?
Yeah.
Were you young? Do you remember that being a church?
Yeah, I remember our church rented it one time. We did a special service there.
Okay. Him and his brother were breaking into stuff down the street as their dad preached. And then they broke in and ran back into the church service, and cops had no problem stopping the service because the pastor's kids were just breaking into something. So all of a sudden, this is something new?
Yeah.
There's times where people break into stuff where they're running from cops and they run into a church service and try to sit there.
Well, I've told you the story where it happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was you.
There was a robbery.
Yeah.
And women ran into the women's restroom as the police were chasing them.
So what's the problem?
Exactly.
I don't get it. Whether it's FBI, whether it's DEA, whether it's your local police department, sheriff's department, Secret Service, or ICE. If somebody is inside of a church that is trying to use the church as a place to hide, if some rapist comes into our church service and he just did something to somebody in the alley, I'm not going to have a problem if the cops come in here to arrest that person.
To be honest with you, they probably won't find him.
What do you mean?
Meaning the men in this church are going to handle what they're going to handle if they know what happened.
The thing about it is it all, you know what it all boils down to, man? And I know I probably sound like a broken record, but what it all boils down to is this media.
Yep.
What can we go ahead and persuade to continue to prove our agenda of him being him?
That's all it is.
All they're doing is they figured, oh man, this is working, and a lot of these people are turning against.
And people fall for it. They fall for the okie doke.
We had them hook, line, and sinker, and then Trump cut the line. And so now they don't know what to do.
Yep.
And so whatever they can do to continue to feed false media, fake news, as Trump coined the phrase, right? Like, that's all they're doing. That's all it comes down to. It has nothing to do with the churches. And I see what Maria, you want to read what Maria's been posting?
Go ahead.
Posting. Maria says, bottom line, one of her posts is, bottom line, anyone who is here illegally can blame their country for not providing a decent lifestyle after receiving millions of dollars from the U.S.
Yep.
Catholic Charities is finally being exposed in helping illegals by helping them cross into the United States for assisting the housing. Felipe says, yes, I agree, Maria. Catholic Charities are trafficking humans. In my opinion, they are not good people. See what I'm saying? Like, but they don't want to talk about any of that kind of stuff. I don't know so much about the Catholic Charities, but I do know that there's a lot of things that are going on that are being swept under the rug of a lot of organizations who are doing a lot of trafficking and a lot of Diddy stuff, and they are not being exposed. But if they can blame Trump and they can pay attention to
Orange
this
Man bad.
right here, yes, and the salute now, oh, okay, we're doing good, right?
And then, you know, it's another thing too, is the schools thing, right? I remember when I was gangbanging, some of the worst gangbangers were of high school age. So all of a sudden, it's like, oh, those are our children. You can't go into the schools because there's listen,
I know
my
about that.
granddaughter is going to be in high school in a few years. I want to know that if there's anybody that is dangerous in that school, by all means, go in there and arrest them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just common sense, man. You know, common sense.
What's the saying? What's the saying today? Common sense just ain't that common anymore.
But you know,
I'm just like, this whole churches thing is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I could tell.
well, but here's but
I can see it.
Here's the thing. I expect that from
It's
it
unfolding.
doesn't surprise me from CNN.
No,
It doesn't surprise
but
me from
people
the world.
fall for it. That's the worst.
What makes me so frustrated is Christians that are getting sucked into this mind frame and thought.
And the news goes and looks for the brown face in the church.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
can
the
you
thing.
talk in front? Can you
Because
talk?
Well,
this is all from the wall. Do you know that this started in 2015, all with the wall?
Yeah.
Everything that this agenda comes down to is that 2015 campaign when he said that we're going to build the wall to stop the illegals from coming over. As soon as he said that, he stamped it. I thought it was funny, to be honest about it, because I'm going to be 100. Like, I never thought he was going to make it as far as he did. But then when he got down to him and Hillary, I was like, okay, Mr. Trump, let's sell some houses, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, let's go. Again, I think we've said this before.
Yeah.
Didn't know he was going to do what he did.
It's just weird,
And
man.
it's just like, so Maria says the teacher did you see that teacher who posted from Texas?
No.
He said, hey, why don't you come over here? I got a bunch of children who don't
I guess
speak
it was
English.
a teacher, Justin.
What?
I guess Justin, he was like, "Hey, did you hear about the teacher?" And I was like, "I don't think there'd be an actual teacher that would do that."
He posted it.
Yeah, he posted it.
If we had a video,
but
we
I
definitely
think
would
the teacher.
show.
I told you, I said the teacher's
show
gonna
you
get
later.
fired.
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
fire him.
Well,
But
because okay, let me give some backdrop here to answer the question about schools.
What?
Well,
yeah.
the only story that happened that, like I was saying, was the Secret Service that went in. The superintendent or the principal lied about it. So did the governor of Illinois.
Lied about what?
Lied about it and said that it was ICE.
Oh.
It wasn't ICE, it was Secret Service. And they never went in to grab the student. They asked permission if they could talk to the student.
Yeah.
And left their business card. That's number one. But I'll go back to my experience with the Census Bureau when I was working in Arizona. There was a sheriff there that was hated. And so this is 08, 09.
Oh, the one that would make inmates wear pink?
Yes. He would take them out, do
Pink
the
socks, pink underwear?
and all this
Just
stuff.
to
Just to shame
Just to
them.
do
yeah,
it.
just to shame them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So was it Sheriff Arpaio or something?
I don't know his
I think
name.
I think that was
I never
his name.
knew his name.
He was all. They loved him. They voted him in every year, all the
Yeah.
time. Well, here's what ICE did do.
And he called them ladies. Get up, ladies. Chow time, ladies. Like he would just all.
It was over the top. A lot of it was very much over the top. And I was able to sit in a lot. One time I sat in a room with about 50 of Arizona's Latino leaders where the pastors of different communities.
Yeah.
And this did happen, where ICE would go and they would park when kids were being released from school. Because the schools, they knew which kids were legal and not legal,
Yeah.
and they would watch them go to what parents they would go to, and then ICE would they did in Phoenix make arrests and in Tucson.
Yeah.
But more so in Phoenix, they did make arrests at that time, parents at school districts, but not children.
Yeah.
They arrested parents. So when I hear that,
That was way before Trump.
it was way before Trump. This was during the Obama administration.
Yeah,
Let me
Obama-
say that one more time. During the Obama administration, this was happening.
Have you seen all the videos of him saying about
Oh, I know.
deporting?
I know.
He did massive deportations.
Way more than Trump. And
so far.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. But so that did happen.
Yeah.
And so that is a truth. But the reality is that's not happening right now. All of the videos that we were gonna play were what? Like, yeah, what did they find yesterday? Was it yesterday in Colorado or Monday or Sunday?
Colorado?
Where they arrested two gentlemen that were connected to the Sinaloa cartel, and I think it was they found 19,000 pills of fentanyl. That's who they're looking for.
Yeah.
Stop falling for the okey doke and all the other stupidity. Christians, you should know better than that. Why are we supporting all of that? And this is the other thing too that irritates me. Where was the vocalness when the transgender was doing all their stuff in the churches and in the schools? But when it gets to this issue, this is the part, like I told you, when you go to the border and in churches, they're split. There's so many Democrats that are in churches pushing it only for one simple reason: illegal immigrants, border crossing. That's it. That's the issue.
Yeah. I think it's the older I get, the more frustrated I get. It's the fact that how the news plays us as sheep, you know, and it's like you dominoes, like, oh, let's get a brown face in front of a camera.
Crying,
crying about the situation. A situation that hasn't even happened yet because there's nobody going into churches. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then it just changes everything. You know, it's like, it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is this, and you know what's bugging me too, is that we can't allow the rhetoric of our vocabulary to change because they keep saying Trump hates immigrants. ICE hates immigrants. No, it's not. It's illegal immigrants. You know, have you noticed they keep changing it? And what's going to happen is we're going to start saying that because then when they say he hates immigrants, we're like, we're all immigrants because we're from Europe or from here, from there, whatever. Dude, his wife is an immigrant.
That's what my 17-year-old son was like that. He hates immigrants so much. Why is he married to his wife?
Yeah,
because he doesn't hate immigrants.
Yes, I know that.
Or
I'm just like,
or he's Nazi. Dude, his son-in-law is Jewish. That means his grandkids are Jewish.
Yeah. Oh man.
I tell you, man, it's just easier. It's just easier, and it's all the agenda. It's all of the mind screw.
Look at it. Empty tomb says, get some sad females with children to stand and look sad for the photo op.
Yeah, real talk.
Well, I just want to say to all of our viewers, man, I love you, dude. I give my heart to you guys. I give my heart to you. I give my heart to you. Thank you for staying around. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. I mean,
gosh, man.
I always used to trip out why people would get so mad at me when I would wave at them. I don't understand it, bro. I really don't. I'm just trying to be nice, trying to say hello to people, and they're just like, F you. And I'm like, what the heck is their problem, dude? You know what I'm saying? They need a hug.
I wish Elon made a hybrid. That's all I'm saying. I like his cars. I really want to buy one of his cars, but I'm not cool with having to charge every 200 miles.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not, bro. I can't even make it to my mom's house, bro, without stopping for an hour, bro.
Yeah, you have to stop 4 times.
Yeah, my 4-hour trip really
you just
turns
made my trip longer.
Yeah,
That's all
bro. Like, it's cool. I'll pay the gas.
But here's the stupidity, too, is the argument of separating families.
Oh, man.
You know, David?
Yeah.
How long were you separated from your family?
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Nobody worried about my family being separated with my kids were crying for me.
That's what I'm saying.
For 6 years. Mm-hmm. Nobody's worried about it. Like, I didn't see nobody crying for my kids because they were separated from their dad.
Well, Mom, I know you're listening. I'm not going to mention names. But like I've heard her say, don't bring up politics or Trump with so-and-so or so-and-so or so-and-so and so in our family. Oh. You know, and different things. And I'm like, okay, that's fine because of the immigration issue. So, David, let me ask you a question. How many, if we went down the list, how many of them went to go visit the kids and make sure your kids had Christmas? How many? Well, and it's not that we don't love our family or anything else, but that argument being that divisive is so stupid to me because if you were drunk driving, dude, you'd get separated from your family.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that what was the younger Latina that was on the
Selena?
No. She was on the Senate. She was in the courthouse. She's hella dumb.
Whatever. I don't know her name.
Well, anyways, Howman, Tom Homan. She said about she was trying to get him and trying to get him
AOC.
Yeah. She was trying to stumble him up, and he was like, I don't know. He's all I know is that, you know what, the way that a child gets separated from a drunk driver. That's the kind of thing that we're going to do. And she's like, so you're okay with separation? And he says, why do you keep bringing up separation? We're going to deport them all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to separate a family. Are you sick?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Send them all back. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, on the look at that, everybody, AOC. Oh, is that how you got it?
No.
No.
I just remember.
Almost 30 people here smash the thumbs. One of the things is Colombia, right? You guys saw about what happened with Colombia, about how they said, Charlie, homie, we don't want them people back.
They didn't let them land.
No, they didn't let them land. So I'm looking at it right here.
I wonder how'd they convince them? They're like, either we land or we're gonna throw some parachutes on their backs or something.
So what happened is he hit them with some tariffs.
He said 25% for 1 week and 50%, in a week.
In 1 week.
Not letting them land?
And for not, that's how bad it will be. It says right here, he said he had directed his administration to immediately impose 25% tariffs on all Colombian goods coming into the U.S., which he said would be raised to 50% if Colombia did not comply.
You'd cripple the nation.
100%.
In 1 week, 50%.
So Petro was a keen user of social media, was on X. He barred U.S. planes carrying Colombian migrants from entering our territory because the U.S. can't treat Colombian migrants like criminals.
They're criminals.
They're criminals. You literally, fools, sent them to here because they're criminals. Okay, he demanded that the U.S. put procedures in place for migrants to be treated with dignity. You know what I'm saying? I really think before Manson died, he should have been treated with dignity.
Manson died?
I could have sworn he did.
I don't think so.
I could have sworn he died.
I don't think he died.
Okay, so I mean, everybody on here is going to correct me.
Disinformation and misinformation.
Yeah.
It's happening here too.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, I love you guys.
My heart goes out.
My heart goes out to you guys.
My heart goes out to you. Trump argued that Pedro's denial of these flights had jeopardized the national security of the public safety of the U.S. He also said he had imposed a travel ban and revoked the visas of Colombian government officials and all ally supporters. He said nobody can come in. Nobody. So, I mean, look at what he's doing. He's not playing. And a lot of folks think that he's playing around. Do you think he's doing wrong by what he's doing?
No.
No? Why not?
Wait.
Do you think Trump is wrong for what him and his people are putting in place?
No.
Absolutely not.
I thought that's what you were talking about. No, absolutely not.
Go ahead.
Stargate, is that a movie? Or am I not in the know? Empty Tomb says, what do you guys think of Stargate? Or is that is that a Marvel?
Is that like a spinoff of like?
Oh no, he ain't dead, man. I could have sworn that. Damn, that fool just will not die.
He's dead.
We still pay taxes for, but we can't send them anywhere.
Dang,
but
bro, this dude's living on 3 hots in a cot, comfortable, bro.
Well, just real quick,
he's eating spread right now.
Yeah, they should throw him out in the fires.
Before we jump into Star, I don't know what Stargate is, but I've heard this term, but I don't remember what it is. But anyways, on the press conference today, they said any country right now that is not willing to cooperate, and then that Trump's going to go ahead and do what he's going to do as far as tariffs and all this stuff. She said, we have other countries that are in agreement with us that they will allow us to take them there.
Oh.
What that is, why that, I don't know.
Why would anybody do that?
AI adventure.
Oh, okay.
AI venture.
AI investment.
Is that the Chinese thing that came out that plummeted?
I don't know.
The stocks or something.
But I promise it would ensure the future of technology in the U.S. Wall Street appears to agree with some analysts speculating about its potential to transform the tech industry.
So I was watching the news yesterday, local news in Sacramento, and they showed a couple out of Modesto, and they were illegal. And they're like, they know that they're risking their life, but they showed their face, they talked. They own a company right here in Little Mexico, right here on
Crow's Landing.
Crow's Landing. Very, very successful business, have 5 employees, their kids are in college here, and they're just like, we're afraid. You know, and what's messed up is these people's like, you're not the people that he wants to kick out. Because they're like, we've been here for 27. Yeah, we did come illegally. You know, and I wanted to talk about that too. Like, I know it's fun to talk about Holman and all that stuff, but in actuality, does deportation, is a question, have to be hard left or hard right? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. You know what I mean? We might joke and this and that, whatever, but I believe us 3 know that there are people, I know people that, okay, let me say this. I was locked up with the pastor. And I know you guys are thinking, well, he's not a pastor anymore if he was locked up. He was locked up because he was here illegally. And when I was in prison, he came here illegally before he was a Christian. He just came illegally. He's a young guy, young kid, came over here. Once he was here, he started working. He got saved, bought a house. Both kids were getting master's degree. He pastored a pretty good-sized church, but then he somehow something happened and he got arrested by ICE and they threw him in federal prison because I think it was after 2 or 3 times you go to the federal prison.
Yeah,
and he was in prison.
Excuse me.
That is a different situation. Like, in all honesty, I think that there has to be a way to make them legal.
yeah.
There has to be a way for people that are established and have a show that they have helped this country. Because obviously these people that have a company, they have helped not only by paying taxes in their business or themselves, they have 5 employees. Mm-hmm. So it is clear that they came for the American dream. Yes, it was wrong. Yes, yes, but they are here now. You know what I mean? That's a whole different thing from some rapists coming from Venezuela. Yeah. I mean, that is way different. You know, so I don't think deportation has to be hard right, hard left. Yes, they need to clean out what Biden allowed in. At the same time, though, they need to reform it, and they do need to make a way and figure things out. Because I have heard Tom Holman say this, I heard Trump say this, I heard Vance say this. Like, listen, we understand that some people have established themselves as Americans. They've lived American life, and their kids and everything, this and that.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to get rid of those people. Vance especially, he was the one that articulated more. He goes, we do got to figure out a way.
Yeah.
But that is not what we're talking about now, what's happening right now. And everybody's acting surprised. Surprised of what? He said this was what he was going to do if he won.
But the hard line that he's taking, that people are panicking about,
that's media doing that. They're causing a frenzy.
Well, it's media. It is the Trump administration in this way. Yeah. They have to take a hard line because of who they are going after. And the hard line is not to states that are not sanctuary states with sanctuary cities. Because what are they saying to sanctuary states with sanctuary cities? Because you're not allowing us to get them in the jails or in the prisons, because of your decision, you are going to have collateral people who are in the room when we arrest them, that we have to identify them.
Yeah.
And they're going to get arrested too, and they will be deported.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening.
Now these people, I forgot to say this because real quick somebody's going to say, well then they had all 20 years to get their stuff right. And that's probably true.
Sure.
But they did say this, we have been in the process. We're in the process for the last few years.
Yeah.
And it's taking a long time, but we're in the process. And I told Sharon, I said, they're not going to, this isn't who they're rounding up.
No.
Not only have they have a business, have their kids in college, kids are doing good, but they are in the process of it. Should that be made better? Probably. I don't know how, but it should.
Well, I know when we were pastoring in Stockton, there was a family. The guy he worked odd jobs, and he was faithful to the church. He was one of our best ushers.
Yeah.
Great guy, man. He was an ex like not a SEAL. What's it called? Like a SWAT team from Mexico.
They're gonna send Adam back to Sicily.
Is that in South Boston? But so he was part of the SWAT team in Mexico. I don't remember what state or what city he was in or what, but that's what he did. Ran into the cartels. The cartels was going after his family and everyone was. He moved everybody over to the United States. Came through, and when the kids were very, very little, created a life here. His wife, if I remember correctly, she was an American citizen. She was born here. When they married, they went back. But when all that happened, he came back, right? So the kids and all of that. And I remember him and I sitting in the back of the sanctuary as his last service because he was going to go back to Mexico to fix his paperwork. And he had to leave his family behind. And he was not just that, he was worried because if the cartels found out he was back, his life was in jeopardy and the police weren't going to protect him. And he went back. And as the church, we made sure her bills were paid. She was working full time. There's so many women in the church helped to provide daycare. I mean, it took him a number of years. I don't remember because I had left at that point in time. It was probably about a year and a half before I left. And I think he came back maybe a year after. And once he came back, he had everything right. But he had to go through that process. And so there is it is hard. And I don't know, I'm sure there's a better way, there's different things, but for those people that actually wanted to do it right, they had an opportunity to do it right, and there is a process to do it. And maybe there's a better way. And I agree, let's look into that.
And Vance said they were. He said it on an interview before he was actually vice president. He said that. He goes, we understand that there has to be reform. We got to figure this thing out. You know, for the people that are chasing after the American dream and they want to assimilate into this country, you know. And so I get it that Tom Holman, he says certain things and it just makes for good sound bites. You know what I mean? Just real quick jabs and stuff. I mean, come on, we get it, you know.
But the dude really does care about everything like that.
He does.
Because he really does. He's not just talking smack. He means serious business for a couple of reasons, because of his police career, his border career, and his military career. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's seen things that have actually cracked off that none of us and none of these people have seen. That really goes on right there at the border. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he cares. And I was watching this thing. If you get a chance, it's Tom Homan and being interviewed by Megan. It's like a 13-minute little.
I've seen snippets. I haven't seen the whole thing.
I mean, what they talk about, what they touch on. I mean, Megan is she's great at her questions. She's not a double-sided. She don't care who she's talking to. She's gonna come exactly how she's gonna come at somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I like about her is she'll slap a Republican up the head. You know what I mean? Just as much as she'll do a lefter. But the thing about it is, it's really good. So Holman, yes, I get it. It's comical, just like Donald's stuff. It's comical, but there's truth and care behind those at the same time. It's just for us, we grew up a little bit different, so we hear it like
we laugh.
Where everybody else is like, oh my God, oh my God.
Well, I wanted Maria. She posted. She said, "Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, aka amnesty. I personally knew individuals who paid for falsified contractor letters, which they used to become legal residents. Contractors made big money. The reason why I read that is this, and this is to all of just us as a community, Latino community. You know what the biggest problem as far as with Latinos that were losing their homes when the housing crashed was Latino loan officers and loan sharks. You know, what happens, and it's not just the Latino community; it's the Chinese community, it's the Asian community. It's the community within takes advantage of the community that has a need. And so these are things. It's not just like Orange Man bad. It is a big circle of just a lot of different things that have to happen, but like it's not just so simple. But there needs to be reform. Yeah, all of those things. And then we all know people and family members that are in these situations.
I know some good people that are illegal. I don't know a lot of them, I know some, and they're working. They're serving God. They're, you know what I mean? They weren't saved when they came. You know, they came out of desperation.
Leaders in churches.
You know, it's not. It's. I know, like I said, I know we crack jokes. It's not, but I mean, it is heartbreaking. But unfortunately, the fact of not just Mexicans coming across, but you have criminals coming across, and not only that, and on the worst of the scale, terrorists. You know, and what are you going to do? I mean, do you just let it go until there's something horrible, another 9/11?
Yep.
I mean, what do you do? What do you expect the government to do? You know, now, another thing, too, I was watching I don't watch The View, but I watched a clip of The View. And I'm so sick and tired of this, too. And I'm going to say that a lot of people on the left do this. And I don't think you realize how racist it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're
So,
I know where you're going.
me and Angel grew up on a ranch. Our dad is a rancher. My mom, my uncles, my grandma, my grandpa, well, not my grandma, she took care of us, we are field workers. Our whole legacy is our family following the crop. That's how my mom and dad met picking cotton in Coolidge, Arizona. And they would follow the crops. My grandpa would take all of my aunts and uncles to Texas, to Chicago, wherever it was to work. My grandma and grandpa were American citizens, born in America. Our parents are born in America. We are born in America, but they followed the crop. This is how and I remember my dad telling me, mijo, if you don't go to school, then you're going to do the same thing we did, and we want so much better for you. You know, and let me fast forward. You know, my kids are older than yours.
Yeah.
So my daughter is a nurse graduate out of San Jose State, not a medical assistant. She's a straight up RN nurse with nurses under her at Stanford Hospital. My other daughter has a bachelor's in sociology, I believe, and works right now at what's that hospital?
Kaiser?
At Kaiser Hospital. Yeah. You know what I mean? My other daughter now is going through college right now so she can follow in her older sister's footsteps of being a registered nurse. Our niece graduated out of Sacramento University. Sac State, and is right now for a few months living in France. So this is
married to somebody who was illegal, now is legal, who worked through that process.
Yes.
And because of his law degree that he's working on, they're living in Paris right now.
Yeah. So, you know, so when our father sees this, you know, and then when you get people on the left that think they're doing something right, but it is so racist when they say we got to help these people because these are our gardeners.
Yep.
These are our maids. These are who's going to pick our fruit, who's going to do this and that. I'm like, so you're saying that's all we're good for?
That's all you see us.
That because my father would follow the crops, that I should follow the crops. My daughter should follow the crops. Our son should follow the crops. My little granddaughter should grow up and pick your fruit. Do you realize how racist that is? No, man. And yeah, I get animated because I'm just like, so we're good enough to cut your lawns, wash your clothes, and pick your fruit. That's what we're good for.
But they're telling
Sorry
on
for the
themselves.
rant. I'm just like,
but they're telling on themselves.
I knew where you were going with
I'm
it,
just
but
like,
then
dude,
you
are you
said
serious?
you said what's his Osborne, the daughter. That's what she's the one that was on the View.
I remember that.
And she was just like, who's gonna clean your bathrooms, Donald Trump, and do your laundry? And
I'm like, wow, okay.
What the heck? Do you know what you're saying? Yeah, that's why I was laughing. I wasn't laughing.
And not only if Sharon was here, she'd say, you know, because her son's an engineer.
Yep.
You remember Sharon's mom is an immigrant, legal, but she's an immigrant. You know what I mean? The same thing with Sharon's son is an engineer. Her daughter is about to get her doctorate. No, she got her doctorate. So I'm just like, so should we all go back to picking people's fruit and cleaning your clothes and cutting your lawns, or else we're not good?
Sí, señor.
I've shared before with you guys, like, living out here, I've got to meet some people who it was very key for them to go ahead, and it was a celebration for the ones that went ahead and got their citizenship. And they moved in here illegally, and they're so proud to be an American. They're very, very proud. I've said it.
And that made me want to sing the song.
And I've seen it before, and I said it before, and I'll say it now, is the people who truly cherish living in this country, truly are immigrants. They are. They are the ones that come here and are so grateful for the ones.
Some.
No, the ones, that's what I was going to say. The ones who want to make themselves legal citizens of America. That's a proud day in their life. You know what I'm saying? And I've met numerous of people over my years of living out here, 20 plus years, and on this side of California. And it's just, it's great. And I don't only mean Mexicans.
That was the other point. Was like every time I see immigration, it's Mexico flag, and I'm like, dude, really? We're the only ones?
Yeah, dude.
We're the only ones that come to the United. Why? Again, going to your point of just racism. I'm like, dude. Every time anybody I'm on the news talking about immigration,
go home.
Why is it talking about just Mexicans?
Yeah.
Why are they talking about Indians or Chinese or Colombian or Ecuadorian or
because they know we're the majority.
Yeah,
because they're trying to stir the hornet's nest because they know we have a voice.
Well, the thing about okay, so let me just share this. The video I showed today to the two of you said 10.6 million Mexican immigrants. 23% of illegal immigrants were all Mexicans, right? And I love what the female was saying on there, because she was saying, if your country is so beautiful and you want to scream "Viva la Mexico" and Mexico this and Mexico this and Mexico this, oh, Mexico is such a great country, it's so beautiful, it's all this, then go there. Stop demanding what goes on there here. That's the one thing. And it's just like, that's one of the things. And like I said, I totally understand where you're coming from because I met the field workers. I got out there. And when I first moved out here, 18 years old, man, I hit those fields.
Me too. I worked in the fields.
It gave me a brand new
respect. A little bit.
I was going to say for a little bit.
I didn't like it.
I did. I picked for like 2 weeks. I said, man, dude, it gave me a whole new perspective, dude. And I was like, man, I am never coming back here. Props to whoever is out there, dude. Those are hustlers.
I'll tell you real quick.
So I will say that.
Well, people always talking trash about the as far as the migrants, farm workers, this and that, or cutting your grass. When I started my business and it started flourishing, there came a point in time just cutting grass with an overhead that probably was about $900 a month. You know how much cutting lawns in revenue was over 10 grand monthly.
Yeah,
cutting grass.
Yeah.
So when they're making I heard the statements and everything else, and it's almost just a degrading, like, well, that's all they can do. They don't know, dude.
What the heck?
They're businessmen too.
That's like, it's the same thing racist when they say, oh, you can't have IDs for voting because black people don't have IDs. They don't know. And I remember they said they don't know how to use the internet. I'm like, are you? That is.
I know. That's racist.
That's insane.
That you would just feel so free to say that. Yeah,
that's like I'm gonna go ask Brother Matt. Hey, brother, want me to teach you the internet? You know how horrible? Like what? That's so crazy. Now, real quick, another thing.
Give him a Bible. Here you go. This is in your language.
The internet.
Jive. You guys ever remember the movie Airplane?
Yeah.
Remember that? They're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what they're saying. Don't worry about it. I speak jive.
Here's another little bit of history that people don't realize is everybody thinks that Cesar Chavez and everything was all about the illegal immigrant. No, he was not. Matter of fact, he was against the illegal immigrants. Here's why. How do I know? Because it was our family that was on those fields. Yep. It was our family that was trying to get minimum wage. It was our family that was trying to get lunch breaks. They weren't even giving them lunch breaks or water breaks every 2 hours.
These were citizens.
Even though in America, yes, citizens. Even though in America, everybody is allowed every 2 hours, a 15-minute break or 10-minute break. They were not allowing that to Mexican-American citizens that were born here. You know why? Because people were coming across illegally and saying, I don't need a break. I don't need a lunch. I'll do it for half what you pay them. So then jobs were truly being taken away from Mexican-American citizens. And this is why Cesar Chavez was against it. And a lot of people get it twisted or mixed up, or maybe you don't remember history, or maybe they're too young to know history. That is why Cesar Chavez would have been a Trumpster today. Yeah. And I know that's a crazy thing to say, but look back at history. Why? Because he wanted to make life better for those that were here legally.
Let's unionize.
Yes, that's why. And people don't know that.
How much time we got? There's one
like 5 minutes.
Okay, let me touch on this real quick. If you guys have not seen the interview with JD Vance and what's this woman's name?
I haven't seen it.
I'm not allowed to cuss.
Yeah.
You shouldn't cuss. Margaret Brenner.
Yeah.
I think that's her name. Margaret. Oh,
the one I sent you guys?
Brennan. Yeah.
Joseph, what's up, brother? I see you on here.
So again, it's just leftist media. She comes in, she hits JD, she has her questions, and they're all set up questions. There's nothing of what you want to hear, anything that's going on. I just like I said, with Megyn Kelly asks very, very good questions. There's some interviewers who just do a spectacular job. Whether you're on the same side or on the opposite side, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And I got this one thing here off of TikTok. And it says this was not an interview. This was a coordinated attack. I think the American mainstream media and the left actually hate this country, and I believe most people who love America will agree. JD Vance handled her like a gentleman, cool, calm, and collected. While she was rude, aggressive, she is a political activist, not a professional interviewer. And you know, everything she asked the question, he would give the answer, and then because of the direction he was taking the answer, she would jump in and throw her 2 cents and interrupt her. Right?
Yeah,
I was watching another thing of Trump's one of Trump's speeches, and this guy is talking to him, asking him from CNN. Trump answers his question, and he says, "Okay, that's enough. Move on." He's like, "I'm not done," and he keeps on talking. The woman who, like, when those people don't sit down, she comes over and says, "Hey, it's time for you to sit down." And he says, "You need to move out of my way. I'm talking." And Trump says, "Let him finish talking." He let him ask the question, and then he just ignored him and went on to another question. And he was saying about how rude you are. CNN should not allow you to work for them because of the type of way you treat people and the way you do this and the way you do this. You're a horrible person. And it's just like, again, it's this leftist media. And they know the biggest thing about them right now is that they know they're in trouble. You know, it's this freedom of the people. What is it called, man? It's like the freedom of the journalist.
Yeah.
Right? I can't think of what
freedom
it's
of
called.
speech?
No, it's something different for the journalist.
Oh, I don't know.
And it's just
freedom of press.
Yeah, freedom of press. Yes. And they
shout out Justin.
They take out, yes, thank you, Justin. They take advantage of it. Again, just lack of better words, just pricks. And you know what, man? You get dudes like JD Vance. You get dudes like JD Vance, and I mean, excellent job.
Yeah.
Excellent job.
No, he did awesome.
You know, I love to watch it because it's crazy how he keeps the cool.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. It's a must watch, and I highly recommend it. It's 13-minute video. It's not a long watch. It's a toilet sit at most. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, enjoy that there and just watch how he is able to come so correct at her. And the more calm he is, the more you can tell she's getting frustrated. Yeah. And you know the saying is kill him with kindness?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's exactly who God is in our life.
Yeah.
Let me rage. Let me be wrathful. You just show them my love. Because the more you show them my love, the more upset that demon is going to get mad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I'll come through and 1-2 him real quick. And then, you know, bam, 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 bam. You know, he'll bam, bam them and move forward. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. We're going to pretty much finish, but I do want to say that Empty Tomb, he says his grandparents were immigrants. Felipe says they were brainwashed by the college system through Mecha. I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know because I used to be one of them. Yep. I was never part of them, but I remember knowing a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a part of them because I was always not in school. But
Well,
Man.
that was one of the groups. If you ever remember me telling you a story about those Guatemalans they were being when I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
I went to the head of the state of, as far as with Mecha and Chicanos por la Causa. They didn't want to help them.
No.
They didn't want to touch it because it was during the Obama administration. They weren't going to touch it.
So anyways, guys, God bless you. Thank you so much. We're sorry we started so late because we had some technical issues. If you're wondering why you can't comment, it's because the comments are only for members only. But we would love to have you as a member, supporting member of this channel. I think it's $4.99 a month, and it helps us continue going. And you can comment, and we're gonna start adding more stuff for members only. But we do the videos public so you can all watch it. We thank you so much for these topics. We're not the professionals. We're not journalists. We're just three guys talking about just different stuff happening around the world. And
but I'm going to prefer my press pass with the White House.
We should all buy press hats.
Press passes? No, we can
press hats.
No, but we can get a press pass now from the White House.
I think you should start writing with the quill. With a white wig. All right, guys. God bless you so much. Thank
Love
you.
y'all.
And,
Peace.
God bless.
My heart goes out to you guys. Love you.